What are you so afraid of? Fear and anxiety are such prominent issues in our society today. I believe that they have always been around and always will be around. And obviously, everybody knows this, social media is a particularly toxic, fear-inducing platform. Why? Stay tuned to find out more. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Ellison, and here I help women tap into who they really are, tap into their intuition, and shamelessly live out of their passions and their purposes. If that sounds like something you are interested in and would like to learn more about, then I highly suggest that you hit that subscribe button down below to stay in the loop with all of my future uploads. I refuse to beat around the bush today, and I'm just going to come right out and say it. We are afraid of being humiliated. We're afraid of failure. Why? Well, because in many cases when we fail, everybody knows, right? Everybody sees you fail. Everybody sees your weak spots. Everybody knows it. We've entered this time in the world and in the universe where we see people posting the most gorgeous highlights of their lives. Now, I am going to say this. I'm not going to point my finger at this aspect of life because I'll be honest, I'm not going to follow an ugly Instagram page. Are you going to follow an ugly Instagram page? I'm not going to follow an Instagram page that has low quality pictures and is all about being sad. I'm not going to follow that. So, yes, we're going to continue following these beautiful Instagram pages, right? And part of social media is that we share beauty and we share creativity and we share art. The issue is when we begin comparing our lives to these artistically crafted images of life. We want to try and make our lives look like that, whether that's truly who we are and what life looks like or not. We see these beautiful Instagram pages. We see these beautiful YouTube lives. We see whatever, friends and family that have these amazing lives. We see this. We want people to view us that way. So in order to do that, we put on this facade and place ourselves on this pedestal so that way people will look at us and think, man, they have a beautiful life, or they're so smart, or they're so successful. And the moment we put ourselves on this pedestal, this self-made pedestal, we are prone to falling. And that is what we are afraid of. Falling, humiliation, failing and being humiliated in front of everybody that we put this facade on for. The people that you built your pedestal in front of. That is what we are afraid of. The fear of failure is the fear of our pride being shattered. As humans, we've put a lot of value in pride. Wouldn't you say? We're proud of ourselves. We want other people to be proud of us. We don't want to hurt our pride. We don't want to damage our pride. We don't want to lose our pride. What the heck is pride that we want to maintain it so badly? While pride is talked about and championed so much, I really don't think that we as a society truly understand what pride is and how toxic it is. The way people use the term pride, it's almost like a currency of value. Something is valuable because I'm proud of it. I'm proud, and so I have value. Right? I think that if we really truly understood the real meaning of pride, though, when we look at it, we would notice its toxic effects. Pride is the pedestal. Pride is the manner that we use to keep up appearances. Pride is 100% based on how we perceive other people's perception of us. I'll say that again. Pride is 100% how we perceive other people's perception of us. I'm proud because I did something successfully. I'm proud because other people saw me do something successfully, therefore I have value. So, what are you afraid of? Well, I'm afraid of failure. That's my biggest fear. Why are you afraid of failure? Because other people are going to see me fail. And why does it matter if other people see you fail? Because I don't want them to think less of me. It is not merely your fear or your fear of failure that is holding you back from life. It is the fear that has stemmed from your pride that is holding you back from your life. When we are proud, we feel like we have something valuable or we are valuable. We feel like people see us as valuable because of something we've done, said, or achieved. The fear comes into play because we don't want to lose that. We don't want to lose our value, or we don't want to lose the perception that other people see us as valuable because of our achievement. So if our value is founded in the successes that we are so proud of, what will happen if we fail? What will happen if we just completely humiliate ourselves? Will we lose our value? Will people think less of us? Will the world cave in around us and end completely? I'll tell you what happens when we fail. We fail. The world does not come to an end because we fail. We do not lose our value because we fail. We fail because we are human, and we retain our value because we are human. So this is my statement for this entire video. Your fear is rooted in your pride, and your pride is preventing you from living the life that you desire. We think that pride is going to get us to where we want to go. It's not. So what is the healing tonic for this toxic illness? Humiliation, failure. Why? Because after it happens, you realize that you're still breathing, that life goes on, and people do not think any less of you. In fact, they might think more highly of you because it's like, man, I can relate to that person now. Yes, we've all had those people in our lives that make us feel guilty for our biggest and smallest failures. Trust me, I've had plenty of those. You've heard me talk about some of them here on my channel. I'm not talking about those people, okay? I'm talking about the people that truly love you and who want to see the best for you. When you fail, those people are not going to think any less of you. And the people that make you feel guilty for your failure, I'm gonna be really honest with you. They're probably not thinking about you as much as you think they are. I know that they were not thinking about me nearly as much as I thought they were. And so from personal experience, I prescribe a little humiliation for you. Fail that test. Try something that you're really bad at, like you're not good at. You have never done it before and you're bad at it, okay? Do it. Do something humiliating and embarrassing. Why is this so good for you? Firstly, by knocking you off the pedestal that, I'll be honest, probably didn't even exist in the first place. By knocking you off that pedestal, you are placed on solid ground. Humiliation and failure places you on solid, level ground. We're human and we're equal. From broke to the incredibly wealthy, from deadbeat to the incredibly successful, we are all equal. And so when you are on that level ground, you're equal with everybody, okay? You're equal with everybody. And so that leads me to this next point. On this level ground, you have nowhere to fall, all right? When you are standing on level ground, if you fall down, it's like, okay, well, whatever, right? If you trip and you fall, whatever. That's a lot different than if you're on top of a building and you fall. Right? So when you have been knocked off of this pedestal and you are on this level ground, you've already fallen. You have nowhere else to go, okay? You have absolutely nowhere else to go because you've already been knocked off your pedestal. When you are on this level ground, the risk that failure presents to you is far less. Again, tripping and falling when you're on level ground is a lot different than if you tripped and fell off of a 10-story building. You have nothing to lose because the only thing you had to lose before was your pride. The only thing you had to lose before was the pedestal. Now, after being humbled, you can't get any lower. There is nothing lower than the level ground. So once you've already failed and once you've already been humiliated, there's no longer a risk of being humiliated. There's no longer a risk of failure. What you've been afraid of has happened. You've experienced failure. You've experienced humiliation. Sure, it might be very difficult and very challenging and painful. Trust me, again, I have been through that where it's just like, this sucks, right? This sucks. People are making me feel bad. I feel like less of a person. I didn't do as well as I wanted to. I feel like a failure. I am a failure. I am humiliated. I'm embarrassed. It sucks. Trust me, it sucks. But once you get through that, since all the risk is gone, what is keeping you from doing what you want to do? Since you've already been so completely embarrassed and so completely humiliated, what is keeping you from doing what you actually want to do now? The fear of the humiliation is what was keeping you from doing what you wanted to do in the first place. And since that fear is gone, what's holding you back now? There is nothing holding you back now. There is no one to impress. There are no appearances to be kept up. You are now on level ground. You are now at this equal level with everybody else. And you don't have very far to fall if you do fail, okay? Failing is more like, oh man, I stumbled, doggone it, right? That's more what failing is like instead of, oh my gosh, my life has ended, right? That is where you are now. That is where you are now, is in this place where it's like, well, I have nothing to lose. I have no pride to maintain. So I'm just going to do what I want to do because there's nothing to lose. There's no falling. There's no humiliation that could happen. I cannot get any lower than I am. I cannot get any lower than I already am. This happened to me when I was in school and I was really struggling with school. I was failing a couple of tests. I was not getting good grades. I had professors that were challenging me and one that was flat out being mean to me and cruel to me. What I realized was, number one, like I've said in previous videos, the degree I was pursuing, I didn't want a career in that. And I realized that it's like, I don't have to keep up the appearance that I want that career. I have been humiliated. I have been humiliated in these classes. It has been proven. I am not as intelligent as I was making myself out to be. I am not as perfect as I was making myself out to be when I entered my college experience. I have been humiliated. I'm embarrassed. I don't want my peers to know my grades. But guess what? They do know my grades. They have seen my grades. We have talked about my grades, right? I have been humiliated. So, why does it matter if I just do what I want to do now? If I have already failed this pedestal that I placed myself on, if I have already failed to meet the expectation, what is keeping me from continuing? What is keeping me from doing what I actually want to do? Because I can't make them happy. I can't make anybody happy. So I'm just going to do what I want to do. So now that you're on this level ground, walk on it. Walk around. Experience your life instead of trying to balance on the pedestal that you were on previously. Do the things that you might fail at. And yes, you will fail. You will fail. But you can get back up again. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal if you fail because, like I already said, you fail because you are human, but you maintain and you retain your value once again because you are human. The pride that you are maintaining and trying to keep a hold of is likely the largest thing that is holding you back. So let it go. Release it and experience your life the way that you want to experience your life. Not the way that you feel like people want you to experience your life, and not the way you feel obligated to experience your life because of this pedestal that we've placed ourselves on. Live your life on your terms. Live your life the way you want to, and forget about the pedestal. Forget about the pride. The pride is not helping anybody. That is all that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was encouraging or informative, or perhaps helped you think about things a little bit differently in your own life. And if it did help you at all, I hope you'll leave a comment down below just to sort of share your thoughts, share your experiences, and get the conversation going about how humiliation has actually helped you in your life. Because let me tell you, humiliation has helped me. Once again, if you would like to stay in the loop with my videos, make sure you subscribe down below and definitely give this video a thumbs up so that way I know what you are enjoying and what you like. I love you guys oh so very much, and until we meet again, so long.